Hello and how's it going, everybody? It is Skullzi here with the latest Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation, and in today's video, you're definitely going to require some of that speculation salt. Rub it into any open wounds you have, put it in your eyes, throw it at your friends without their permission, because in today's video, we're going to be talking about some pretty speculative stuff, because there is a pretty strange discovery by a member in the Starfield community, one of those members that believes Nirn is flat and goes outside, looks up at the sky, and thinks the stars are a Starfield teaser. I know I make this joke a lot, but I think it's fairly accurate about how the Starfield community is right now, and I don't say this to pick on anybody. I definitely partake in some pretty deep speculation from time to time, but today's video I just want to emphasize is mostly going to be speculation. However, I do have some very interesting discoveries regarding Bethesda, potentially the Elder Scrolls 6, and even that Starfield MMO or whatever ZeniMax Online Studios has cooking behind closed doors, because we do know they're making some sort of new IP, some sort of new MMORPG, and also I do have some Starfield theories. But let's not waste any more time and get to today's video. I do have a lot to go through in today's video. However, most of them are kind of smaller and don't require as much to break down and talk about. Nonetheless, they are still interesting. I just do want to say that some of this I am going to be going through kind of quick, but either way, let's start today's video and break it all down. And we're going to start today's video over on Twitter, because there has been a lot of talk in the Bethesda community lately about how the Bethesda official Twitter account, or more specifically, the Bethesda Game Studios Twitter account, has been silent for like over a week now or something like that, basically since May 25th. And if you remember, Bethesda usually has the Bethesda Game Studios Twitter account kind of go silent about a week or two before a major announcement or some sort of tease involving a future showcase or major reveal at E3, and something like this, actually something exactly like this, happened before the Fallout 76 tease and announcement. But it seems like Bethesda finally decided to break that silence with a tweet about Fallout 4 mods nonetheless, and it seems like anytime the BGS Twitter profile goes quiet, people assume it means something. I mean, Bethesda can literally do nothing, and the community can assume it means something. That's how deep the speculation goes here. However, I guess it is credible because, like I said, it is a proven, I guess, pattern that when BGS goes quiet over on Twitter, it could mean a big announcement is coming, but it seems like maybe BGS picked up on this and doesn't want the community to think something big could be coming soon, or maybe they just didn't want to tweet something for a while, or they had no tweets planned. Nonetheless, this kills like about 15 different Starfield conspiracy theories right now, including what could be showcased at E3. Nonetheless, don't worry, it is confirmed Starfield will be at E3 because Microsoft literally teased that. We just don't know to what capacity Starfield will be at E3. I kind of say it's safe to assume just a trailer and maybe an additional 5 minutes of information. I don't think you should assume one of those big 15 to 20 minute Todd Howard leather jacket showcases. I think we're just going to get a new trailer and then some additional information for like 5 minutes with Todd Howard or something, but it's not going to be a gigantic showcase based on what I heard and based on my own estimations. Nonetheless, this kills this big theory that's been going down in the Starfield and Bethesda community right now. It's a huge buzzkill for everyone, but that's why I always say it's better to expect realistic things than expect something unrealistic, or expect the best case scenario and then get disappointed. But I definitely partake in some of the crazy Starfield conspiracies and speculation, but nonetheless, let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about in today's video, which is some crazy Starfield speculation. But this is something I'm not going to partake in or actually not endorse. I think that this is just the community maybe overdosing a little bit on speculation salt or skooma. I always say never add speculation salt to your skooma, that's always a bad idea. But nonetheless, multiple people over on the Starfield subreddit seems to think there might be some kind of hidden message in a recent Microsoft Halo and Starfield teaser for Xbox 2021. People have noticed that there is a very interesting design here. It seems like it was separated into 8 octants or some sort of quadrants here, and I think that that X is just an X for Xbox, but I mean, maybe it's some kind of Illuminati symbol ritual going on before our eyes here, and our souls are being sucked into the computer by the Ring Girl and being used by Microsoft to purchase points from the Todd Howard faction so they can unlock future upgrades for Elder Scrolls 6 improvements and stuff. But maybe, I don't know. According to this person, though, they think it might be some sort of Darien calendar or something. I don't know what the Darien calendar is, but according to this picture here, this is the Darien calendar, and apparently it has to do with astrology here. So we might literally get cancer from this actual theory here, and it's just strange because I guess maybe there's something here, because I don't know why there would be a straight up and down vertical and horizontal line along with the X, right? I mean, the X makes sense because Xbox, but why would there be this plus sign, this horizontal and vertical line to Xbox? Now you got all the conspiracy theorists going crazy and thinking there might be some kind of like release date hidden in the calendar here or something. I don't know why that would be the case. What would Microsoft have to gain from putting putting Starfield release dates or dates of importance or noteworthy dates in this freaking teaser here? Like, why? What would they gain from this? Is there some sort of like check off box where they have to do some kind of crazy shit every single time they tease something? I don't think that's the case here. Well, I do applaud people for noticing patterns in things. I just think that this is a little bit crazy and that this is some definite evidence that people are mixing speculation, salt, and skooma, but maybe I'm wrong here. If there's an expert in the Darien calendar or maybe Illuminati rituals or something, let me know what you see in this image, I guess. But nonetheless, just look at this post. This kind of sums up basically what's going down with the Starfield community. Are we Starfield? Are we Starfield? What's going on? Let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about in today's video, which is just basically a small but interesting collection of very recent job postings from both Bethesda Game Studios and ZeniMax Online Studios. So we're going to begin right here with a senior gameplay designer for ZeniMax Online Studios, and no doubt this has to do with that new ZeniMax Online Studios MMORPG game, which might be a space game. Nonetheless, it's confirmed to have vehicles, but you can see this is for a senior gameplay designer, and something that stands out to me about this job posting, it says that the role will serve under the lead systems designer specifically to design and tune player movement systems and mechanics and hone them to industry-leading quality. And if you read the rest of this, basically it involves making test areas in the game just to make the movement mechanics even better. And that's kind of interesting, because if it's just your general MMORPG world fantasy game or whatever, where you just have the character, the avatar, whether it's first or third person, and you just traverse around the world, even if there's vehicles in the game like cars, it doesn't seem like you would have to have someone specifically for fine-tuning movement systems to some sort of better degree. But if there's space travel in this game, which goes into my theory that it might be a standalone companion multiplayer MMORPG from ZeniMax Online Studios to go alongside the single-player Starfield game, meaning Starfield will release like next year or something, and then this ZeniMax Online Studios Starfield MMORPG will release a couple years after that to get people even more invested in the universe. This is kind of low-key more evidence that that might be the case, just based upon the rhetoric here in fine-tuning a player movement system and mechanic. Because like I said, if it's your general RPG where you're just running around the world in third or first person, I don't know why they'd have to have this job posting. I mean, it's great, I guess, for them to always fine-tune movement mechanics, but I think, in my opinion, this is some more evidence that the movement mechanic in this game is a little bit more advanced just in general, and if that's the case, I think it's further evidence that there might be space travel in this game. But the next job posting I want to talk about real quick is an actual associate character artist for Bethesda Game Studios, and this is in Rockville, Maryland, meaning this is probably for the Elder Scrolls 6 at this point, because by the time they get hired and get acclimated in the Bethesda Game Studios and they do all the secret Todd Howard rituals and stuff to worship the moon, that they would be probably working on Test 6, because by then Starfield would be out and Bethesda Game Studios' Moon Studio location would already be in working order. But all my stupid jokes aside, you can see that there is a specific thing for an eye for anatomy here, so maybe there is going to be like a big overhaul of the races and how they look in the Elder Scrolls 6, because if they need someone with a particular attention to anatomy, that could be indicative of that. Or maybe this is just a better base standard and foundation for future strange like Elder Scrolls mods where the weird stuff happens, and I can't talk about that because of demonetization. But I don't know, I just thought this was interesting and worth talking about. The next thing is another character artist, but this is for ZeniMax Online Studios, meaning probably for that new MMORPG, which is hopefully the Starfield one that I think. And you can see down here it says one of the main things is they need to be able to create great humanoid animal and character creature models with textures and a strong grasp of form, scale, and proportion. So they're going to be making humanoid characters, meaning that there's going to be other races than humanoids, which I would think is what you can take from this, because if it says humanoids, I think that's beyond humans. Otherwise it would just probably say human. So if that's the case, maybe there's aliens in this game. Whatever the case, I think this low-key confirms there's multiple races races in this new ZOS MMORPG, which is even more further evidence in my opinion that it's a standalone Starfield MMO companion game. And the last job posting I want to talk about is yet another character artist for id Software. So this is more evidence that id Software is working on a new game, which could be a sequel to Doom Eternal, or it could be the Quake single-player reboot with, of course, multiplayer in the game also, that I've heard might be going down. Nonetheless, we got new confirmation that an id Studios game is in development right now, and we got some more kind of further evidence that this new ZOS MMORPG might be a Starfield game. Nonetheless, it's going to have advanced movement, dynamics, and humanoid races, and on top of that, we got some Bethesda Game Studios news involving the Elder Scrolls 6, involving a more focused attention to anatomy in its characters. So, like I said, I went through a lot of stuff kind of quick towards the end of this video, but I felt like it was still worth sharing with you all, and there is a healthy dose of speculation in this video, but all these job postings do contain confirmable stuff in them, so I hope you felt all this was pretty interesting like I did. And nonetheless, that finishes up everything I do want to talk about in today's video. If you're hyped for Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6 and you enjoy today's content, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on, and as always, huge shout out and much appreciation to the following amazing people for going above and beyond to support the channel and bring you content like this. If you want to get a permanent feature video shout out at the end of every single one of my future videos from this point forward, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Todd Howard Illuminati ritual completes. Ooh, what does that even mean?
It just works.